Hi, well, welcome to Tom's Garden and Beyond. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about dehydration. This is a dehydrator that I made out of a trash can. Just took a fan and mounted it in the top of a trash can, cutting the lid out just the right size. And inside the trash can today we have peppermint. I'm going to show you how I process my peppermint in making peppermint for peppermint tea. So you can see here the peppermint has been dehydrated. I picked this peppermint about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. It's just been in this dehydrator running for that period of time. And you can see I made some makeshift shelves, a couple of shelves that can accommodate a lot of material. And that's basically why I built this. It's very cheap and economical, and it works great. I do have a heater in the bottom of it, but very seldom ever use the heater. Just the air flowing through gives me a nice dry effect. One of the nice things about the way it dries is that the leaves stay nice and green. They don't turn yellow or brown. And turns out that they're brittle. The leaves are nice and brittle. The stems are kind of stiff and maybe more like a leathery consistency. So you can handle them without them breaking. And I always grab the top of the plant and strip backwards. And by doing that, it pulls the leaves off nice and clean. And if I do it the other way, it doesn't work very well. It doesn't pull the leaves off. It just kind of crushes the leaf. And so I found this to be the best way. The top is a little bit tough. It just is tough to pull the leaves off of the top. That's why when I get to the end of pulling off all the bottom leaves, the top leaves seems to be the hardest part to get off. At any rate, that's kind of what I do in working these leaves. I do a number of different plants this way. I've got spearmint that's in the dehydrator right now. I'm going to be doing the very same process with the spearmint as soon as they get dry. It takes a long time, as you can see. That pile right there is going to take me a good hour to get through. Got to do one at a time. I've tried to do it faster, different ways, and I just haven't found any way that's faster than just one at a time. So you can see here I've just pulled the leaves off, nice, full, puffy leaves. And as I get that pile finished, this is what I ended up with. That whole dehydrator full, made about this amount. So what I like to do is to crush them. Right now they're in a very puffy stage, and it's a lot more difficult to take a tablespoon and dip into your bag of tea to make tea, and you don't get very many tea leaves in a tablespoon. So by crushing them like this, it reduces that volume down. And I don't want a powder. I don't want it to be so that the tea ends up being cloudy when you put it through your little sifter. So I just work at it. Again, it takes a little bit of time to squeeze it and crush it. And the one nice thing about it is that it has such a nice fragrant odor as you're doing this. It's very pleasant. You just kind of learn after a while what kind of technique it takes to crush it up. They're brittle, but they're not as as brittle as, just like, it's not like a cracker kind of brittle. It's a little, it's hard to really describe just how it does break up. It's sort of like, you have to almost feel like you're tearing it. You can see me kind of squeezing and sort of massaging it. In the process of doing that, you can see I'm pulling out pieces of material that I don't want in there. I do the same thing as I'm pulling the leaves off. I'm kind of examining and make sure that there isn't grass or other kinds of broadleaf plants that got cut at the time that I was cutting the mint. So, it just gives you some time to do, I guess you'd say, quality control. Like I say, it's kind of a desirable type of a thing. Very pleasant, very relaxing. It's just about the way I like it. I could make it finer, but this is about all I want to do as far as reducing the particle size. It's fairly uniform. It doesn't have to be perfectly uniform. You can see here that it. You can see the particle size and what it looks like. When I get done, I just put it in a bag, and you can get a couple of crops a year off of it, but generally I just do one crop a year. Just that'll last us. I'll mix that with the spearmint, so I'll have half spearmint, half peppermint. That's kind of the blend that I like for my tea. A bag like that will easily last a whole year for us. And we give some away too. People will have it when company comes over and people enjoy it. I'll send them some tea home. At any rate, that's kind of the process that I go through, and it's about this time of the year. It gives me satisfaction of having my tea made.